Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Shovel, and I am here in Modern Warfare 3 once again. And this is going to be a very interesting gameplay because I am actually using an LMG. I'm using the M60, and this is kind of like the only LMG that I found that I could kind of actually use. I struggled to try to find one that I was good with and that I could actually use, and this one is actually not bad. This is something that I've actually been able to use in more than just a couple games. Its damage is pretty decent, but overall I find it a very big adjustment because I'm used to submachine guns. So I find that I'm a little bit slow to move, everything is kind of a little bit clunky feeling, and I can't really rush around the same way I normally do. I have to kind of like do a little bit more strategy in the way I attack people. I can't just see an opportunity and run at someone. Like this guy there, if he had seen me, I think I would have probably been at the disadvantage with this, because I don't really have the same maneuverability, and I know a lot of people don't really think about like maneuverability as kind of like a resource in Call of Duty, but for me, being someone that uses submachine guns a lot, I do actually look at it as kind of like a resource, because when you can really run around, you can dodge out of the way of things, it doesn't mean that you're going to die instantly then, because you can run behind cover. But with this, it's a little bit tougher, so you kind of have to play a little bit more concerned about where you're going to get shot from, because you have to do a lot more strategizing in that, and I found overall that I had to slow my play down a lot just to compensate for the fact that I'm really not able to jump around the same way, and I have to do things like that and make sure that I don't run into people like that, because running into people like that, they're always going to have the advantage in that situation, because that's kind of like what submachine guns are used for. They're used for that close combat, they're used for getting right in there. But regardless, I still had a ton of fun doing this, and the gun itself is actually very good. But for me, I actually have a problem where I'm almost like addicted to reloading in these games. I sit there and every time I shoot, I automatically reload. And with this, obviously, it's very bad if I reload right away because of how long it takes. So I do think I have sleight of hand on, just to kind of help me with that if I do that by accident, that it's not a huge deal. But other than that, the gun itself is very good. I actually enjoy it. I do use it occasionally just for fun and just to play. And I do get a few deaths here, and it's not a crazy high kill game, but it's pretty much one of the best that I got with the LMGs. And this actually gave me an idea for something I could do for a series of videos. And I wanted to ask everybody's opinion, make sure to leave a comment on this, and I wanted to do kind of like a random class setup series of where you guys will leave in the comments a random class setup, whether it's really in-depth or not. I don't know if I would agree with leaving like attachments in that, because if you leave me an attachment for a gun that I've never used that is unlocked at like level 28 or 25 or something, it's going to kind of skew the results of what it looks like, because I'm obviously going to be much more used to the gun. But the idea for the series is kind of in the style of like a pass-fail kind of video, that I'm going to take a random class from the comments section and I will try it out, and I think a good number to make sure that I have a chance to actually get used to it and get a good game every so often would be to play about 10 games or so and take either the best or the worst, and do it kind of like a Modern Warfare 3 pass-fail, and make it so that I will either find out that it was really bad or it was really good. If I have a really good game, I would take that one. If it's really bad, I'll do it, and it'll be kind of funny, and if it's kind of close, I'll probably leave it up to you guys. But just to do those really out there kind of class combinations, gonna have a lot of probably bad games. I mean, I think something like in-depth would be like using the M60 with, say, an MP9 secondary and setting up what I would use for lethal and that. I don't like the idea of doing perks, or not perks, I don't like the idea of doing attachments. You can do, obviously, perks, but doing the attachments means that if it would have been a bad one and it would have been kind of funny for everybody to see, it's going to definitely lose that, because if I've used the gun for 3-4 hours of gameplay already, then it's going to kind of skew the results of whether or not I do well with it or not, because eventually I'm going to be able to get used to any gun. So I think it might be kind of an entertaining series that you can put those weird, crazy creative class combinations. Maybe you want me to do a riot shield with something else, or something weird like that. Maybe you want me to do an all shotgun gameplay with like overkill so I can have 2 different shotguns. But that's totally up to you. You leave anything that you think might be fun, and I will play it for... I think 10 rounds would be a good number to do, because then I can do about 10 rounds with it, and depending on how good or bad I do, if I don't get any gameplays that are really good, I'll just pick one of the most, I guess, the most entertaining bad game. And obviously I'll be totally fine with showing that I'm not great with a certain gun, because I'm kind of a little bit limited in the guns that I'm really, really good with. I can pretty much use any gun, but not to the same level. I have certain guns that are just a lot better for me, and I think it might be kind of neat to get used to a little bit more and become a little bit more diverse in all my gameplays. And I think this might be a little bit of a unique way for me to get used to things. Maybe I'll even discover some things that I really like. But it'll be a way of doing it in an entertaining way for you guys. So that's a series that I'd like to start doing. As of right now, I don't know if it's going to be able to start right away, because at this time of recording, I think I'm only about level 60. I'm done prestiging after this one because of this series. I want to make sure I can keep it going. And if I don't have a gun unlocked, then I won't be able to do it. So I need to get up to level 80, and that will probably be where it starts. I don't want to give a time exactly, but if you guys give me some creative class combinations that don't involve the higher leveled guns, then it will start as soon as possible. So that's something I'd like to do, but this gameplay is wrapping up. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. See if you guys like that idea. This is kind of like a start. I would say this is a pass game because I did pretty good with it. So leave your class combinations in the comments section. I'll make sure to go through them and pick one. And from now, I will see you guys next time.